Bridge that arrived last Friday.
Last Friday? Read it! Read it! You wild bitch.
Sheriff murdered, church meeting bombed, reign of terror must cease.
If you're like me, you know Blazing Saddles 1974 is one of the greatest movies of all time. So today I thought it would be fun if you pulled up a chair by the campfire and watch it again with the entire cast of then and now. I'll tell you about the original names and ages of the actors and how they changed in 2023. All right, let's get started. Taggart is played by Slim Pickens. In 1984, he was 55 years old, and sadly, he passed away on December 8, 1983, at the age of 64.
The surveyors say they may run into some quicksand up ahead. Better check it out.
Okay, I'll send down a team of horses to check out the ground.
I used to rodeo. I lived out of a suitcase, and I feel like I've made the complete circle. I'm doing it again.
Slim, of course, in Texas, we know you so
Hadley
well.
Lamar is played by Harvey Korman. In 1974, he was 47 years old, and sadly, on May 29, 2008, he passed away at the age of 81 at UCLA Medical Center.
Ditto? Ditto, you provincial putz?
I'm sorry, sir.
Plan.
How many of you don't give a damn?
Bart is played by Cleveland Little. In 1974, he was 35 years old, and sadly, on October 22, 1992, he died at the age of 53 in Sherman Oaks area, Los Angeles.
Oh, baby, you are so talented, and they are so dumb.
Oh man, let me tell you. And it probably is how I hear my father's voice. That may be true, too, because he's quite a character in himself.
Jim is played by Gene Wilder. In 1974, he was 41 years old, and sadly, on August 29, 2016, he passed away at the age of 83 at his home in Stratford, Connecticut.
Listen, Bart, I want you to do me a favor. I don't want you...
Years old,
Right.
5 years old. And then I walk down the street and I see the eyes light up like that, and they're too nervous to say anything most of the time.
Lyle is played by Bruton Gilliam. In 1974, he was 36 years old, and now he's 84 years old.
When you were slaves, you sang like birds. Come on, how about a good old nigger work song?
Dallas paper that some big director by the name of Peter Bogdanovich I'd never heard of was coming to Dallas to audition people to be extras in a picture called Paper Moon. And
Mungo is played by Alex Karras. In 1974, he was 39 years old, and sadly, on October 10, 2012, he passed away at the age of 77.
Wonderful reception. Thank you so much. I really needed that. It's like a big box of Alka-Seltzer. No, I mean, because, I was...
Lily Von Stupp is played by Madeline Kahn. In 1974, she was 32 years old, and sadly she passed away on December 3, 1999 at the age of 57.
Ah, I feel refreshed. Isn't it bright in here?
Love you for saying that to me in public like this.
I said it in private.
And I love you. I do. I'm impressed with your ability.
Governor Lepitomany is played by Mel Brooks. In 1974, he was 48 years old, and now he is 96 years old.
This bill will be a giant step forward in the treatment of the insane gambler.
Yes, bravo. Beautiful.
I wrote, on the way over, we went over in February the beginning of 1945. On a
Olson
trip.
Johnson is played by David Huddleston. In 1974, he was 44 years old, and sadly, on August 2, 2016, he passed away at the age of 85.
These lovely children were here today to hear that speech. Not only was it authentic frontier gibberish, it expressed a courage little...
Thanks all you folks for coming out to give us all these compliments. Appreciate it. Louder! Thank you for coming out and giving
Missy Stein is played by Robin Hilton. She was 33 years old in 1974, and now she is 78 years old.
That arrived last Friday.
Last Friday? Read it! Read it! You wild bitch.
Sheriff murdered, church meeting bombed, reign of terror must cease.
I think sex is an imaginary thing anyway. It's totally in the mind. And I think it's much more fun to undress.
Van Johnson is played by George Firth. In 1974, he was 42 years old, and sadly, on August 11, 2008, he passed away at the age of 75.
Sheriff, Mongo's back. Sheriff, Mongo's back. He's breaking up the whole town. You've got to help us, please.
Reverend Johnson is played by Liam Dunn. He was 58 years old in 1974, and sadly, on April 11, 1976, he passed away at the age of 59.
Crops burned, stores looted, people stampeded, and cattle raped.
Corpsmen and bad guys escaping from Warner Brothers, escaping from the black sheriff who was, Cleavon Little was on a horse.
Yep.
And
Harriet Johnson is played by Carol Arthur. She was 39 years old in 1974, and sadly, on November 1st, 2020, she passed away at the age of 85.
I'm not used to public speaking.
Violence. I joined DAP 23 years ago, and I'm often asked, how do you keep doing work like this that's so hard and painful?
What's your favorite character movie, Blazing Saddles? And what do you think when some of the actors pass away? Leave your comments below this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell to wait for our next videos. Thank you, and see you again.
When you were slaves, you sang like birds. Come on, how about a good old nigger work?